Gay, talk, live. That's right, Gay Talk Live every Saturday. Hell now, we're having a very special day today. Yes, but not in the way that you think. We're still waiting on a call from our guest. Pardon me. Our guest has failed to call at the designated time. So, he kind of used to perform with a lot of drag queens back in the day, and from what I've been told, he doesn't really do drag anymore, but maybe, and which he didn't really, I never considered him a drag queen. Calling this gentleman a drag queen would be an insult. He is a vocal impersonator. He's the guy that we always said, wow, that guy that uses his own voice? The exception to the rule, it was Jimmy James. Jimmy James has his own website, jimmyjames.com. I do believe he's down in San Antonio, Texas right now because he's going to be performing at the Bonham Exchange down there. I think it's pretty soon. I don't remember the exact date now that I think about it. I want to say the 23rd, but don't quote me. We do have a posting on the website about it. You can check it out on queerpublicradio.com. I also want to mention that, the Senate, a lot of people are probably paying attention to what's going on with Don't Ask, Don't Tell today. All of a sudden, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, they had a kind of a forced cloture vote this morning on the DREAM Act, which was the immigration reform stuff they were doing, just a trickle of it. Actually, UFA was not included in that. That was our part of it, the Uniting American Families Act. But the whole DREAM Act was shot down anyway. Both of those needed, because of the filibuster stuff, I'm going to be nice, from the other side. I always felt guilty saying the other side till I heard McCain say it today on the floor of the Senate House. So, if he can call us the other side, I guess we can call him the other side. Anyway, so they needed a super majority. Oh, look, we might have our guest calling in. Hold on a second. Let me see. Hey, let's see what happens here. This is Tom. We're live on the air. Is this Jimmy?
This is Jimmy. Tom.
Sorry, I didn't wait on you, girl. I didn't wait on you, girlfriend. I went ahead and started.
I went to the Bonham last night, and that was a big mistake. Suddenly there were drag queens everywhere, and there was managers of the place, and suddenly there was Goldschlager.
Oh, I know they put that clamp on your arm and just made you. They forced it down your throat. I'm sure they did.
They forced it.
Well, hold on a second. We got to do the righteous thing here. Just sit back a second, take another Goldschlager, and because we got to give you a fanfare. When we have someone special on, it's just there's got to be here.
All right, Tom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy James. There we go. Now we got a good start.
Oh. Are we on the air?
Yes, we are on the air.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Man, you sound hoarse and everything. You better get that fixed.
I have till Thursday.
I thought so.
I have till Thursday. I'm preparing for my big show at the Bonham Exchange this Thursday, December 23rd, and it's going to be great. I'm going to be in the main dance club, and I'm going to sing Fashionista. I got some of the girls involved. Elena and some of the girls are going to do their little runway fashion show while I sing Fashionista. But I'm also going to be doing you know, my legendary voice impressions of Eartha Kitt and Cher and Billie Holiday and Patsy Cline and Barbara Streisand, Diana Ross and Lionel Richie and all that kind of stuff. And it'll be fun. It'll be all around fun show. And I'll be doing, besides Fashionista, a couple other songs from my album Jamestown. And it's cool because this is like the first time I'm coming to San Antonio to do my own dance music, which is cool. And as you know, that Bonham has that incredible, cool lighting system and sound system, and it's fabulous.
Oh, so you're going to be on the main floor, or are you going to be on the second floor?
I'm going to be on the main floor. It was going to be the second floor, but they said there's been a lot of response. So Nisi, the manager, and Lee, they put me on the main floor.
Wow.
Yeah, big time.
You know, I had our friend George. You remember George? George Zepeda from down there. He knows Nisi and everybody. He was more of a barfly than me, and I worked at the bar. But I had him on the line earlier. In a few minutes, in a little bit, after we're talking a little, I'll call him up and we'll get him back here so y'all can kind of like reminisce a little too.
Yeah, definitely. Tell him I said hi. Are you in San Antonio?
No, right now I'm in Seattle.
Okay.
Yep. And George, our friend George, is in Los Angeles.
Okay.
But I'll bring him in a little bit. He's handicapped now. He's in a wheelchair, but they're hoping they're going to get him walking again pretty soon. He had some kind of bad staph infection in his back when they.
Okay, we'll have to get him cured.
Yeah, he'll get there. But so let's see now. When you had on that main dance floor is where I saw you have your going away party. When was that? Like the early '80s or was it the late '70s?
No. No, I was in school then, but it was probably the late 80s.
The late 80s? Okay.
Yeah. I went away. Don't make me too old.
Okay.
I'm still walking and dancing around. You know, a lot of people don't know yet, you know, a lot of perhaps the older crowd doesn't know that I have a dance music hit single that's been playing around the world because they don't maybe go out to clubs anymore. And it's funny because the kids know me as Fashionista, the one who sings Fashionista. And so the older crowd remembers me as Marilyn Monroe and all the voice impressions, and the kids know me. They don't know any of that. The kids know the Fashionista. So it's like I'm juggling two careers, and I'm trying to blend it together a little bit, you know, so I can appease my older fans and then appease the young kids too, doing my dance music. So it's kind of a nice place to be in. You know, I reinvented myself a bit. I retired Marilyn in 1997. I don't perform as Marilyn anymore. I had been doing that for 14, 15 years, longer than Marilyn did Marilyn. You know what I'm saying? And I thought, you know what? I have to evolve as an artist and move on. And I went to New York City and worked very, very, very hard to make music happen. And now I have an album. It's called Jamestown. It's on iTunes, on Amazon. And what spun off of that album was the song Fashionista, and I wrote it. I get the royalties from it, and I'm very glad that I kind of pushed forward, or else, you know, I'd be stuck in the ice ages.
You did well. I know you found your fame and fortune. I'm going, well, poor guy, you know, there's nothing for him in San Antonio. He's going to leave us. Then we're stuck with all the lip syncers. God bless America.
But, you know, I come to San Antonio really, you know, on the holidays. I normally never work in San Antonio because to me San Antonio is just home. It's where my mom lives, and I still come to visit Mom. So to me, it's like just coming home away from Los Angeles or New York, where I've been living for the past 20 years, between those two places. But I come, so I don't really. But it got to the point where now, because of Facebook, I guess, fans can reach you so easily and say, when are you going to play in San Antonio? It's your hometown. Why don't you ever do a show here? Blah, blah, blah. And so I felt kind of guilty, and I I called up Meecy and I said, can I do a show there? Fans are bugging me. I don't know what to do. Because then I see them out. This is what happened. I'll see them out, like if I go to the Heat or if I go to the Bonham Exchange, just out. They'll be like, why don't you ever do a show here? And I don't know what to say. I'm like, because I just come home to visit Mom. So I'm going to do this one time for the fans because that way, if they ever ask me that again, I'll say, well, bitch, you didn't come to the last time I was here, so that was your one chance.
Right. Once every 10 years, you better plan on living a long time if you miss one.
Yeah. And we just had a full-page ad come out in the Current.
That's still going down there, huh?
Yeah, it's still out here, the Current full-page ad. And if anybody wants to get tickets, it's very easy. You go to jimmyjames.com, and there's a banner. You click on that, and you can go charge your tickets online, and you're done.
You still got a free album on there, too?
Yes. If they go to jimmyjames.com, under discography, I put up for my fans, Jamestown is for free, and my Christmas album is for free, and my Raw CD, which is live recordings of me in New York City performing live in my club that I did for like 5 years in New York City in the West Village. That's for free as well. So I got some free stuff on there too.
I got all of them.
Thank you. Thank you. Spread the word. I mean, my music is important to me, and my voices that I do are important to me, and the new stuff that I've written for Jamestown is important to me. It's kind of a concept album, and it's kind of like, welcome to Jamestown. Jamestown lives in the mind of Jimmy James. Enter at your own risk.
Yeah, that's what Mike was saying. Mike's in the chat room. You know, you're the guy that hooked us up, that got you to contact me and us for this day to happen.
Thanks to Mike. He's my biggest fan, and he champions me, and he supports me like one of my biggest supporters. He turned me on to you, and he's turned me on to a lot of other things, and I really appreciate that, because my nose and my brain can get so hung up in the creative that I kind of lose sight of what's out there and what's going on, because I love what I do, but the bad thing about that is I get buried in it, and I don't know what's going on out there. Mike kind of helps me, reminds me of what's going on, and you should call this person, you should contact that person. So big shout out to Mike B and JR.
Yeah, he says in the chat room, he said that your Jamestown dance album is mint, M-I-N-T.
That's really sweet. I got really good producers to work with.
Yeah, I haven't got to check that one out. I heard pieces of your Raw and your Christmas album, because it's that time of year. I've played some of your. I did your Cher Blue Christmas. I played that on the show Friday night. And
thank you.
Yeah.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Yeah, and then we did the one I said, he's just not all about doing voices, people. He has his own voice too, and I did your the Merry Christmas one that you did, the last track on that album, which was your own voice. That was great.
Are you doing your TV? Your radio show on Christmas Eve?
Well, which date is that? That's like the 24th night. Nah, what night is that? Fall on the week? I haven't even looked.
Let me look.
I'll look. Yeah, it is a Friday night. I will be doing that for Christmas Eve then. Friday night.
Then you have to play Silent Night, the acapella.
Oh, okay. I hadn't listened to that one yet. I didn't know that was an acapella. I'll check that out.
Silent Night is acapella. But also, what's on the Christmas album is Betty Davis, Feliz Navidad.
Man, that's all over the place.
And so when I recorded that, I was like, you can't put this on this album. It's too repetitive. It's too. I was like, you can't put this on the album. They go, Betty Davis stays. I'm like, no, it can't. And it turns out to be, I was like, no, you can't. It's too repetitive. It's like I said, this drives me crazy.
Almost annoying.
And so, God bless Jose Feliciano, who wrote 2 lines and has made millions off of that song. It's only 2 lines and they get repeated.
They love it.
The whole song. So Betty Davis is there going, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And it goes on and on.
Right.
And
yeah, you want me to pay a little? The one I liked though too was the one you did with who was it? Whose voice did you do when you did that other one? Judy Garland.
Oh yeah. It's have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your hearts be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you did so good. I was like, man, if you just, that's the wonderful thing about radio. When you don't have a video distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just like you can really hear the you perfected it. I mean, come on. I mean, it's like, wow.
People, that's why my CDs are always such big sellers at my shows, is because what I do is video.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very audible experience. So people buy the CDs of the voices because they know they can put that in the car or wherever and just listen to the voice, because that's the main crux of what I do. I don't really dress and drag. I'm basically myself. I do paint like a prostitute, I'll have you know.
Oh,
but
I didn't know that.
I still paint like a prostitute. I don't want you to think I go out there playing James or anything, But but I give people an audible experience where they hear things that you can't hear Billie Holiday live anymore.
Right.
These people are dead. Judy Garland, you're never gonna hear her live other than a recording of her live. But to be in the same room, to get a feeling of what it must have been like to have been in the same room when a Billie Holiday was there or Judy Garland was there, or what it might have felt like when to be in the same room with Patsy Cline or Eartha Kitt. So you get kind of this feeling of those great legendary stars in the same room with you. I work hard to try to create that feeling of what that feels like.
Of course, and it shows through. I know you mentioned earlier about an album, but you actually have 5 albums, don't you? You put out 5 albums in 10 years, right?
Yeah, when I was in New York, it was a very creative time. I did 5 albums in 10 years, and some of those, and then plus singles that were released. I released Who Wants to Be Your Lover, which was a big little, the song wasn't that much of a hit, but the music video was Who Wants to Be Your Lover. And then, of course, Fashionista got out there. Kissing a Fraud was another single that was released. Summer Sun was another single. And what was the other one? I think Famous. They released Famous as well. All like these remixes and stuff. Even though I put my Jamestown album on my website for free, there's also remixes and everything on iTunes and Amazon.
I thought so. I saw a lot of when I went to look at the Fashionista stuff. I kind of did a quick search, like a precursor kind of search on YouTube, and I'm going, there's a whole lot of stuff that says Fashionista, that is not Jimmy James, and I'm going, well, how rude. I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe it's actually the greatest. What do they say? It's a compliment. The greatest compliment is, when someone.
Oh, on YouTube, if you only type in Fashionista, you will get so many people that made videos to my song, which is cool. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. The fact that they love my song so much and they're willing to take the time to make music videos to it, I don't mind at all.
Well, that's
And
really
most
cool.
of the time, as long as they give credit,
Right.
you know, Fashionista by Jimmy James, I don't really care.
Mike just said in the chat room that yeah, straight boys are doing video imitations to Fashionista too.
I know they are.
That's
They are.
hilarious.
Which I think in celebration of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, I think it's been like we don't have Don't Ask, Don't Tell, right? I think I just
Well, yep,
saw.
it just went through the final last hurdle in the Senate. It was kind of like just a technicality. This last vote that just like within the last few minutes was it's done. Now it goes to the president, but not only does it need his signature or confirmation, but also the Secretary of Defense and one other guys up there. Which so if it all goes through all the
Well,
channels,
am I allowed to curse on your show?
yes.
Oh, well, all those old fuckers, I'm so sick of them, those old fuckers, because, you know, the young people, they don't really care.
Yep.
I don't think the young people care, like these old fuckers. I just, you know, the, the gay, straight thing is just so old-fashioned, just like racism is so old-fashioned. It's like people are people. And I just hate all that label stuff, and getting this Don't Ask, Don't Tell thing out of our way is a major step in saying, you know what, it's a new world, it's a new day, everybody better get along, because the planet, as you know, with technology and everything, communication and everything, the planet is smaller than it's ever been. So you're either gonna get along or you're gonna blow up each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you agree? I mean,
And all the
we
rest
can't.
of us along with them.
What?
Yeah, and so many people. I'm so glad to hear you say that. That that you have a vision like that, because so many people seem so like they don't see that. That they just think everything hunky dory. Either that, or they're so damn busy trying to wonder if they're going to be able to keep the house and a roof over their head and feed each other.
Exactly. I don't think that we should be namby-pambying over these little tiny stupid details. I mean, I think there's bigger things that we have to worry about in humanity. And first of all, is helping the poor. There's such riches in this world, and such riches in the United States, and so many more billionaires than there've ever been. You need to turn back and look back at the people who are being left behind, and maybe you need to help somebody here and there, help a school, help the handicapped. And people need help more than ever, and this is a true test, I think, about our humanity. And are you going to help? When you have so much, are you going to turn around and help your fellow man, and not any of this fighting and this crap? And, even John McCain is so old-fashioned that his own wife and his daughter went against him, and were like against the Don't Ask, Don't Tell thing. John McCain was like, well, we got to do more studies. Oh, we got to ask more people. Oh, we got to see. I'm like, what? You know what? You're old. Get out of the way. Progress is moving forward, and I think sometimes progress is moving for the better, because there is a younger generation that sees things in a lighter way, that the older folks are going to go, oh no, those gays are going to take over. No, they're not. Nobody's taking over. Nobody can take over. But you don't want hatred to take over. You want love to take over, and everybody get along.
Oh,
I know it's so philosophical here, but I watch all these TV shows sometimes when I have some downtime, and I go, oh, this is such craziness.
It is.
It's so crazy. I can't tell you how many straight people come up to me and tell me how much they love my show, and they had such a good time, husbands and wives, and, they don't care. A lot of people really don't care. The only time people get to care is like if they're scared, and they start to conjure up things that are not really there. Like John McCain, what do you have to fear about this Don't Ask, Don't Tell? What do you have to fear? And all he's doing is pleasing his constituents, or whoever they may be. I don't even know. But his own wife and daughter went up against him. It's like, oh man, you've got about 10 houses. Go live in some of them.
Well, Mike's got some good suggestions for you from the chat room. You need to do a USA tour, girlfriend, after they legalize this.
You see, Mike has the best idea.
That's a great one. Yeah, right?
He has the best. And you know what? I'm single. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, oh, really? Oh, that would be hilarious.
I would love to do it.
He even said he suspects the soldiers will be making Fashionista into a new marching song anyway.
Do you know how much I would love that? This is all military soldiers out there, guys and girls, men and women. Take my song Fashionista and make me a music video. I would love it so much.
That would be cool.
And major respect, big respect to the men and women in the military who defend our right to shoot the shit and call names at each other. They volunteer and defend our right every day so that we can be as nutty and as crazy as we want to be.
All right. There we go.
I'm in San Antonio, so we got the military all around here.
Used to be more of them down there.
Uh-huh.
They closed a couple of the bases, though.
I say bring the military back to San Antonio. I'm lonely.
Yeah, but you're living in New York now, or did I hear you're thinking of moving to L.A., or?
No, a year ago I moved to Los Angeles. I'm working on some projects, and I want to tell you about them, but I don't want to jinx them. But there's some television projects I'm working on, and I lived in New York City for 15 years, which is hard for me to say because I love New York. New York is an incredible city, but I'm a Texas boy, and I grew up driving since I was 16 years old, and I liked having my own car and going and doing whatever I wanted to do. And as you know, in New York, you can't have a car. You have to take a cab. You have to take a subway. You have to take a bus, and because they have that transportation system in place.
Right.
There's, having a car in New York is extremely expensive because you have to pay for the garage and all that kind of stuff. But I worked in New York for 15 years doing, besides clubs, but also doing my music. But I was always California dreaming because I lived in California about 1989 through 93. So I lived in L.A. for a few years, and then I moved to New York. And it was hard. It was really hard to move to New York, but I had to make my music happen. Once the music happened, I made my album, and I did everything I wanted to do in New York. I moved back to L.A., and that's where I decided I want to concentrate on more television, maybe film.
Cool.
I did get my song Fashionista in a tiny film called Bring It On No. 5, and they played a tiny bit of it. So I'm hoping I can get my music onto more movies, and because I get royalties, and it feels good to get paid while lying in bed, just like in the old days.
Oh, my goodness.
You didn't know I was so cheap and easy.
So let's see. Now, you've already been on TV, though, anyway. I mean, you've been on a lot of different shows. You've been on.
Yeah, I got on a lot of, like, when I was doing the Maryland thing, I got on Donahue, Geraldo, Sally Jesse, Joan Rivers, even CNN. I got on all these shows. But, that was for the Maryland thing. Now I have the music thing, so I've begged my agent. I said, get me on television. I want to be on television. I want to sing Fashionista. I want people to see that I'm the singer who sings Fashionista, because now it's a whole other ball game. Is trying to get noticed, recognized for that, my new incarnation, which is music, and other things that I'm working on with. I'm so
Yeah,
excited,
don't
but
don't jinx anything. He'll
no, I'm not going to jinx it, but it's other stuff I'm working on that I'm excited about, and let's just see what happens. But the cool thing about living in Los Angeles, I'll tell you, because everybody's in the industry there, and which I guess is probably why some people don't like living in Los Angeles, because everybody's in show business, but I like it for what I do. Everyone's in show business. That hope springs eternal in Los Angeles. There's always another project you can work on. There's another thing that might be around the corner. There's another audition that's going on. And I got an agent there, and I've never really had a legitimate agent. I've had bookers. I've had people who book my shows, of course, for years. I've always had bookers booking me in clubs and everything. But a legitimate agent that sends you out on auditions for television shows and stuff, that's really cool. I've never really had that before. So I was just on the Fox lot, and I didn't get the part, so I guess I can talk about it now. I was on the Fox lot in Los Angeles, and it was so magical. I had an audition for Modern Family, the TV show.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was really cool. It was only 4 lines. It was like a little bit part. So that's beside the point. The fact that I was walking on the Fox lot, where Marilyn Monroe was, where Elizabeth Taylor was, Fox backed Cleopatra, the movie, for Elizabeth Taylor. And just to know, to be on that lot was so magical for a kid like me, who just, is from San Antonio, born in Laredo but raised in San Antonio. that was so cool. I mean, because Texas is a giant country unto itself, but but it's not Hollywood. And so I was, I thanked my agent. I said, thank you for just getting me, giving me the chance to do something like that. She goes, oh, don't worry, I got tons of other things for you to do. And I was like, oh, great. But those are the things that in Los Angeles, it's why we love it and we hate it at the same time.
What about all this now? How did all this stuff come about when you performed and opened for all these, like Debbie Harry, Eartha Kitt, George Burns, Sylvester, rest in peace, Cyndi Lauper, Elton John, Whoopi Goldberg, Natalie Cole? I'm like, Boy George, he's just, Boy George just coming got out of jail.
Stories. Nothing really horrible, but Boy George was so fascinated by my voice impressions, and we hung out together, and we actually did a duet. It's called Like You Do, and you can actually find it on YouTube. It never got released, but somebody put it up on YouTube. I didn't do it, somebody else did. They got the recording, and they made a little video to it. It's just kind of cool. And it's me and Boy George singing together, and a song he wrote. It's really cool and jazzy.
All right.
And he was really intrigued with my voices impressions, and he's always getting me to do Betty Davis. I'm like, you always get me to do Betty Davis, that old queen. She loves Betty Davis. And then he sat me down, and he was trying to do voice impressions himself because he's obsessed with David Bowie. So he was trying to do David Bowie, and that he spoke to his David Bowie's voice teacher and was telling Boy George how to do David Bowie. I'm sitting there thinking, Boy George has one of the most gorgeous voices. I'm like thinking, why don't you want to sound like Boy George? I'm face to face with Boy George, one of my idols of all time, and he wants to sound like David Bowie. I'm like, why don't you want to sound like yourself? I think you sound way better than David Bowie. And Eartha Kitt was really cool. I opened for her at the Meyerhoff Symphony Hall in Baltimore, Maryland, and she was very, very nervous. And I had my tour manager there who, she wasn't allowed to drink. I guess she had a little problem with champagne, but my tour manager didn't know that and said, well, girl, I was opening for her, and she was in the wings kind of nervous. And my tour manager said, well, girl, how about a sip of champagne? And she said, I would love some, please. Thank you. And I said, you gave her the whole glass of champagne? He goes, well, girl, she was nervous. I'm like, she's not really supposed to drink. But she got on really well. She, of course, tore the house down. And then we met each other at Denise Rich's party where I was asked to perform for Eartha Kitt. And that was so cool. She jumped on stage with me at the party, and we both sang I Want to Be Evil. And that was, I can't even explain to you what that's like.
But you sang it as her or your voice?
I sang it as her.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, I'm singing I Want to Be Evil, doing my Eartha Kitt impression, while she's right in front of my face, and she jumps on stage. I'm telling you, this is so surreal. There are pictures of that. There are pictures of that somewhere, of me and Eartha Kitt together. And I realized I got my impression of Eartha got way better when after I sang with her, because I realized I was pushing too hard, and she's way smaller in her vocal. So whereas I was going, I want to be evil, I want to, it's not like that. It's like, I want to be evil, I want to spit text, I want to be, it's more like contained. And so by singing a duet with her, I realized how to do it better. And Eartha Kitt, God rest her soul, she had a great sense of humor. She really did. She was like a little kid. She really was. She was a kid. Elton John, I performed for the Elton John AIDS Foundation at the St. Regis Hotel in Manhattan. And I was so nervous, and everybody in the room, there's only about 100 people. It was a very swanky, they were selling watches there for the AIDS Foundation by Chopard that were going for $50,000 to $100,000. That's how swanky it was, the money to raise for the AIDS Foundation. And Elton John is literally 15 feet away from me. And I don't even know, he's such an idol of mine that I didn't even know how I got through that performance. But I think everyone's watching him to see whether or not they should laugh or clap or anything. He started it, like laughing, clapping, and then everyone joined in because of what, he was approving of me. And at the end of the show, he gave me a big kiss on the lips, posed for the cameras, and we have those pictures somewhere too. So
oh, wow.
Great.
Awesome.
I've been kissed on the lips. Been kissed on the lips by Elton John, okay?
Yeah, but I personally, in my opinion of Elton John, I just don't know. I don't understand, this whole thing since Rush Limbaugh thing, but then I think back of when he did the thing with Eminem too. So, and that actually helped. But Rush Limbaugh, come on, come on, Elton.
Wait, I'm out of the loop. What happened with Rush Limbaugh? I forgot. What did he say?
He hired Elton John to play at his fourth wedding or whatever in Florida. Paid him $1 million supposedly or whatever to play at his wedding, and Elton John played the piano.
Hey, well, I'll tell you this. I've been asked to perform for people who maybe, let's just say, were more on the right, and I'll tell you, when I've done it, I think they've had a changed opinion about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I think in some ways music itself, whether it comes from Elton or anyone, I think music is a great ambassador for, to bridge gaps between people. And I guess if he said no, that just continues to fragment and sectionalize people. And you know what? Maybe at some point, hopefully, that a Rush Limbaugh will, have a different opinion.
Yeah, maybe he'll lighten up. I don't know. I think I think it's all half of the stuff he says and does against, sort of kind of not all. He's not, he's not all flame against us all the time like some of them, but he's I don't know. And perhaps it's right
because I don't like Rush Limbaugh either.
But
I think a lot of his shit he talks about is all for show. I really do.
I'm with you, because he had a gay manager at first. I think when he went to when he started working in California, and when he went big time, he was.
But you know what? It's not all just whether it's a gay or straight issue. I think a lot of his issues are so convoluted and cockeyed. Sometimes I just wonder, it's sad to say that somebody would be doing this for showmanship,
Yeah.
but that's what I read into it. I don't even think it's real.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think a lot of them are like that nowadays. And it's all about, all they do is say, well, look at how much money that. When you said that, we had a spike, so we need to say that more often,
I think they get, sadly, that people will see that the ratings shoot up when they incite
right.
thought.
Yeah, people are into that.
And we got to change that. We got to change that because a lot of those fools talking on those talk radios are talking to a very low denominator. And we got to work towards stopping that kind of crap. And maybe, we don't know, maybe Elton John had a couple words with Rush Limbaugh and said, you know what, you got to think about this.
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe, just the fact that he played there is he said afterwards, he publicly stated he was extending an olive branch, which is exactly what you said without even knowing the story. So, that kind of means a lot.
Exactly. And at the very least, he grabbed $1 million out of the bag. You gotta think about things like this. He grabbed $1 million out of that bastard.
Hey, let me see if I can get a hold. You want me to open up the phone? Maybe I should bring George in. Let me call George and see if he's still around.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's get George in here. See if he answers the phone. He was having problems with his home phone.
Oh, that's so old-timey.
Yeah, now, this is his cell phone, so we'll see how he sounds.
Tommy.
Hey, George, you're on the air. You're on the air right now with Jimmy. Jimmy's right here. Jimmy, say hi to George.
Hey,
George,
Jimmy.
what are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm in rehabilitation out here in Southern California. Doing good. I collapsed it back in 2001 in San Antonio due to a staph infection. It infected my spine, but I'm getting better. I'm starting to stand up, take little steps. And my doctors in Texas told me to come here for rehab, so that's what I did. I'm surviving. I'm doing real well. And
what part of California? What part of California?
Right outside of L.A. Right outside of L.A. by Long Beach and Bellflower. I live in Bellflower, and it's right next to Long Beach.
Well, bitch, I have
right.
a GPS now. You could give me the address, and I'll come visit you.
Come on down, hon. I got an extra bed in the front room. Yeah, do that, definitely.
No.
15153.
George.
Wait, George.
I'll give it to you later. Call me back later.
Yeah.
Well, definitely come out and see me. Yes.
He lives there, George.
I live in Los Angeles now.
Oh, you do? Oh, well, whereabouts do you live?
I live in West Hollywood.
Oh, well, that's the place to live. Hello. I go there all the time.
I'll give George Jimmy, I'll give George your phone number after the show. Y'all can hook up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bitch, I have a GPS. I'll come visit you.
Definitely do that. Yeah,
yes.
Also, we'll go have lunch in West Hollywood. We'll go to the French Market right there in Santa Monica.
It's right by my house.
Cool. Oh my God! It's pouring down rain here right now. It's going to be raining all week. And,
well, if we meet up in West Hollywood, do I get to wheel you in a wheelchair?
Yes, sure do. You can help me up the ramp or whatever. Yeah,
hey, George.
Definitely.
Yes.
Really.
Hey, George. Guess what?
What?
Jimmy's actually going to perform on the main floor, and he's not going to be in the ballroom. They've had such a response. They got to put him down on the main floor, man, because they don't have enough room up in the ballroom.
Cool, Jimmy. And when's that going to happen?
this Thursday,
Wow.
December 23rd, at the Bonham Exchange. Tickets
Oh, wow.
are JimmyJames.com. They can just charge the tickets and come on in. There's plenty of room. It's a big dance club.
Oh, big. Yeah, I know it. Yes, definitely. Oh, cool for you. So how long are you going to be down there in Texas?
I'm going to be here through the holidays. I might have to go back to LA. I think around January 7th. I think I go back to LA.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, have a good old time there in Texas. Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, wow. How cool is that? Well, I'm glad to hear it from you and hear you're doing well.
And then February 4th and 5th, I perform in Silver Lake at Casita del Campo in Silver Lake, February 4th and 5th.
I know that's over there. Yeah, I know. It's a restaurant. Casita del
But
Campo.
unfortunately, Blanche, it's not wheelchair accessible.
Oh, well, no. Boy.
That means we'll have to drag you down.
Oh, shit. Drag it down. Oh, my God. Oh,
We'll just kick you from the top of the stairs.
Oh, God, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Gonna be a bumpy ride. Oh,
yeah, I don't know if I'd want him. He might go into. Don't.
Oh, wow. Casita del Campo. Oh, my God. I haven't been there forever.
Stay on the ground floor.
You know what?
Stay on the
You know
ground
what?
floor when you're around Jimmy, George.
Great Mexican food upstairs and downstairs in the basement.
Upstairs.
And
see, he's trying to get you upstairs.
I know.
Well, I used to, the restaurant has good margaritas, and they do have good food. They've been there forever. Back in the 80s, I used to go there when I lived here, you know. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, shoot. And
it's still going.
It's
still going
strong.
Well,
good
there.
Good for them. And, I haven't been to the Sunset Junction. They have that every year, too. And, of course, Pride in June, and I try to make that.
Right.
But, yeah, definitely. Right. Oh, I'm so glad you're living here now. Definitely we'll have to get together. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely, I'll get your address, and I'll come visit you.
Oh, good. Cool. Tom, you got to come down here, too.
Okay, George. Well, I'll try to.
Yeah, definitely. This coming year, maybe we can plan something.
Oh, Tom doesn't want to do anything.
I need to find me a corporate sponsor, so I can travel all around the United States and go do, in the streets kind of reporting.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The corner of Sun. Wait,
yeah, right. Here we go.
Money.
Yeah, you would make money there.
I don't know. Maybe if I started playing something or singing, because then they'd pay me to shut up. So
no, you don't. You don't have to sing. You just have to know how to do tricks with your throat, like I do.
Yeah, well, I'm a little old to be doing tricks.
I went to the bank not too long ago, and I was sitting outside waiting for my ride to pick me up. And some Asian ladies came by and said, "Hey, where's your cup? We want to give you money." And I go, "What?" They thought I was begging for something there on the sidewalk. They're just ready to dole out money. So, shoot, I swear, money to be made on the corners.
Wait a minute. I'm going to get myself a wheelchair.
Get yourself a big old hoop skirt over it. There you go. Big old hoop skirt. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Well, cool. I'm so glad you're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hook y'all up afterwards, George. I'll give you his number, and you can, and I'll give you George's number, and blah, 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 so y'all can do your hooking up.
All right.
Well, cool.
Well, thanks for hooking it up, Tom.
Thanks for stopping by, George. You have yourself a great day down there and stay dry.
Yeah, I'll try to stay dry, definitely. Bye, Jimmy. Love you. Have a good
Bye.
holiday.
Love you. Merry Christmas, honey. Thank you, baby. Love.
Be sure and tell Nisi, that you talked to George, because she'll remember. She knows him too. But Mike said in the chat room.
Now?
Huh? Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone now?
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, good. I'll never talk to him again. And don't give him my number, okay? I'm just kidding. I totally. I have a GPS, and I'll do because you need GPS in LA. I don't know where I'm going, but that GPS tells me where to go.
That makes it easy, huh? Mike was saying in the chat room, it was hilarious. I couldn't get a word in edgewise between you and George. But anyway, he says, "Oh my God, Jimmy wants to go pushing the wheelchair up and down the street singing Feliz Navidad."
Honey, I'll make that bitch part of my act in no time.
I have to tell him, don't let him take you up to a second floor.
Yeah, exactly.
He might go out of character and might snap or something,
Exactly.
I'm so this show is going to be man, and you make me wish I was in back down in San Antonio so I could come see you perform in the bottom. That would be like a flashback for me,
I know. I really wish you were here. You'd be my guest and have you bring your friends and all that, and it's going to be fun. Because when I'm home in my hometown, my mom's going to be there. I have relatives that are going to be there. I'm going to do a special show because something I don't normally do out in my other shows. I'm going to do some special stuff. I have a beautiful song written by Boy George called "Stranger in This World." It's from the Broadway show Taboo. My mom's going to be there, and I'm going to sing that to my mom. It's a beautiful song. And I'm going to do some other crazy fun things. And, of course, the Patsy Cline thing always goes great when I'm down home in Texas. That's always good, And, of course, I'm going to do the Fashionista with some of the queens there, going to, work the runway and come out at the end of the show when I do Fashionista, and they're going to be involved in that. Just fun, simple, not simple, but fun stuff. It's a simple-hearted experience for me because it's a different feeling being in your hometown. You feel like I know the queens. I know a lot of people here. It's a whole different experience for me here in my hometown.
I know I was talking with one of the guys during one of our previous shows, because we have that chat room thing. There was a guy going in there, and I got your advertise that pops up, on different pages and stuff. And I saw you in that headdress thing. That's a Cher thing, right? That headdress that's in that picture.
No.
No?
No, actually, it's not a Cher thing. It's just my own. I have all these different headdresses that are made for me.
Oh,
and
really?
It's kind of just. It's my own look. I have my own look, and through me, because I'm a recording artist as well as the voice impressions, but I come up with all these different looks, and I have designers who design stuff for me. I know I have a feathered headdress that people think is like Cher. Well, actually, let me put it to you this way. Anytime you wear a headdress, they're going to think you're trying to do Cher.
Okay, that's what it is.
That's the thing. I, as a little kid, I loved Native American headdresses, and I had this designer and said, make me a headdress with feathers on it, and he made it for me, and people think, oh, it's Cher, but it's not Cher, it's just me with a feathered headdress. And then I have a black one that's more like a warrior black headdress with black sequin down the side and chains, which is in the publicity picture that we're using, and that was custom made for me as well. They're just headdresses to wear for fun. Just whatever. It's a good look.
But that's all you do, basically from the shoulders up now in your performances. You don't dress in the whole gowns and all that kind of stuff
No,
anymore, huh?
no, I don't want to get. I don't get in drag
Right.
per se, and I'll tell you why. Because even without makeup, I look like a woman. I mean, so me getting in drag, I'm just a woman, and then it's a woman doing women's voices in terms of people who don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And the drag, to tell you the truth, the drag gets in the way for me because it's too womanish, like it's a woman. The RuPaul gets in drag, and it's a big black man in drag. It makes a statement. And it makes a statement. It's like, I'm a man, and I'm choosing to be in drag, and put that in your face and take it. Whereas at me getting in drag, I start to look like, I don't know, just a regular woman. And so it doesn't make any sense. So I always say, I don't do drag anymore except in private, but I'm fun. And I have some friends on Craigslist. But anyway, but the drag for me is too many things. It gets in the way of my talent, and I want to try to appeal to the broadest possible audience, and the drag thing will keep me away from a broader audience.
Yeah, I would think, now that listening to that explanation, that it would kind of limit, the amount, of variety that you can provide if you got to, if he's changing clothes all the damn time and stuff,
Well, also you get out of breath, and if you're out of breath from changing this and changing that, then it compromises the vocals that I work so hard to perfect.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And really, there's nothing I can do that's gonna make me look like Billie Holiday.
Right.
Nothing I do is gonna make me look like Cher. I can't do anything to make me look like Eartha Kitt. I mean, what am I going to do, really?
Right.
And I go through so many voices within a show, it's impossible.
Right, right.
To
Mike asked me in the chat room to ask you how Curves got you to sing Cher's hits.
Oh my God, I got to put, that reminds me, I got to put some of those Cher songs on, I want to put some of those Cher songs for free so people can download them. But the Curves women's gyms around the country hired me. Well, they went through a producer to hire me to do all of Cher's greatest hits, set to high energy dance music, and they don't get the real person because I guess it's too expensive and rights problems or whatever. So they get a sound-alike to re-record these songs and put high-energy dance music because the Curves ladies were, if there's any Curves ladies out there were working out to high-energy Cher dance music, it wasn't Cher, it was me. Because of licensing issues, they can't use the real voice to remix it into these high-energy things, so they get sound-alikes. So I was hired to do this, and we did a double CD set. It's called Forever Cher by the artist known as Dark Lady.
Dark Lady.
And I'm Dark Lady, by the way.
Oh.
On the back of the album, it says all vocals by Jimmy James, but they repackaged it. After it went to Curves, it got repackaged to be Forever Cher by Dark Lady, and it's actually very expensive on Amazon. It's an import, and I guess was a big hit in the UK. People love this high energy Cher dance remixes, and it's a sound-alike me.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, they can order it on Amazon. Forever Cher by Dark Lady, which is me. And you can hear samples of it, of course, on Amazon.
Well, I think, you need to just do an exercise show. That's the deal,
I know. That's a really good idea.
Right, what was that guy? All the women loved what he used to do. What losing weight to the 60s or whatever. I mean, I forget his name now.
Richard Simmons?
Yeah, Richard Simmons, man. You could be a lot better than him.
Oh,
You know?
that's what it's come to. That's what it's come to now. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm just saying you could do a lot better job than that. And I mean, it looked like he did pretty good for a few years.
Jimmy James, the new Richard Simmons.
The new Richard Simmons. No. Richard Simmons, step aside. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Not the new. No.
This will be me on my first exercise show. Forget Richard Simmons. You've got me now.
Right? You don't got to mention him. I was just using it as that's the kind of show you could do. You know, kick your heels up. I'm sure you're good at kicking your heels up, girlfriend. I just got a funny feeling. So.
Well, not anymore. Now that I found out about the wheelchair.
Oh,
now that I know about
funny.
that wheelchair, forget that. I'll just sit there and get the money.
Yeah, really. Let me throw out the phone number real quick in case anyone's out there that might want to call in. Do you mind, Jimmy, if I do that?
No, go ahead.
The number is 301-TALK-GAY. 301-TALK-GAY. If anyone got anything they want to say to Jimmy, now's your time. Now's your moment. Hurry up. Start them fingers dialing. 301-TALK-GAY. Oh, see if anybody shows up. Man, your voice is cleared up. I think you just woke up when you called us or something, because your voice is all clear now.
I'm telling you, the bottom, they're lethal.
They're lethal. Well, especially when you're going to be performing there in a couple of days. They're like, we're going to keep Miss Thing happy.
I know this sounds ignorant for somebody who works in bars and clubs, but I didn't even know what Goldschlager was.
No way.
No, I've never tasted it. I never knew what that was.
Did you like it?
Well, that cinnamon flavor is awfully good.
Oh, I didn't know they had a cinnamon.
I don't know. It tasted like cinnamon to me, and I thought, oh, this is very Christmassy. Yeah, 4 shots later, you don't know how to drive anymore.
I thought all they had was that licorice tasting one. I didn't know they had the...
This is what cinnamon-y.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That Bonham is in trouble, I'm telling you.
You'll be back there tonight, man. You'll be back there tonight.
I will be back there tonight. I won't remember it, but I'll be back there.
You'll be back there, man. They're just turning you into that well-oiled machine, you know. So when you come,
yeah, we need that oil for those wheelchairs I'll be buying.
You're gonna have to do a music video, a fashionista wheelchair version, with soldiers pushing you and marching, doing a cadence kind of thing, you know, with the wheelchair.
Oh, they have a wheelchair. They have a wheelchair in Glee. It works.
Yeah, really. Ooh. Oh, we have a caller calling in. Hold on, let's see who this is. Oh, goodness gracious. Caller, you're on the air. Who are we speaking with?
This is Mike from New Jersey. Hello, Jimmy.
Oh, wait a second. I am so sorry. I pushed the wrong button. Let me add him in over here. Oh.
You got me on time delay.
Yeah, I got you on 2 separate calls because I pushed the wrong button. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get him over here. No, I messed up.
What did you do?
I pushed the wrong button and I can't bring you all together. So hold on just a second, Jimmy. Oh. Okay, now we're together. There we go.
Oh, we're here. Okay. What's this, Jimmy? You going to go on the Wheelchair Years tour now?
Yes, I am.
Oh, my God, no.
I found a new way to make money, Mike V.
Oh, that's going to be scary. You know, when she starts saying you're going to sing, wrote a letter to Daddy. It's going to be too much.
No, I'm not.
Do you
are
know?
you kidding? Hell no.
You're going to act.
I'm going to sing Beyonce, Justin Bieber, and Britney Spears on a wheelchair.
But there you go. You know, I had to stop JR from making a massive surprise on you, though. Because he was talking about going down there for the show. We would have done it.
God.
Yeah, we would have done it. Only the thing is, you got the airports that want to radiate you till your crotch falls off, or get felt up and not get bought dinner. So I had to put my foot down.
Oh my God, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, you know, he's like, hey, you want to surprise Jimmy? I was like, listen, I'm not about ready to be microwaved by the TSA. And if they're going to feel me up and not give me a happy ending, I'm not going to be a happy camper getting off the plane. And I don't think I need to see Jimmy in a bad mood after getting groped by some burly TSA guy who put me in the mood and won't follow through.
Gave me blue balls.
Well, I went
somebody.
Well, I went to the L.A. airport, and there was none of that, really.
No.
Yet. They're trying to put it in all the airports. The thing is, you got to do what I did the last time I flew. I was so pissed off because I saw this dirty floor that was standing on barefoot. They're going through your carry-on bag, riffling through your undies and everything. Then they got to fill you up and down. I was like, you know what? This is it. While they're doing that feeling, I did a Harry Met Salad. I moaned and groaned like crazy. After he was done, I said, damn. Make me take off my clothes, finger my underwear, and now touch my body, and you're not even going to give me dinner. He was embarrassed. So I refused to fly. That's it. Not in the plane, anyway. But Jimmy, I hope you have a really great show. Try and get it on video if possible.
I'll try.
I know it's tough because, you know, it depends on who's there and who's got what. But you know,
well, and I have so many details involved, but I'll try to get it on video.
Yeah, because we love you. I mean, I can never. We can't stop watching you. You know that. It's like every show is a new show for us.
Thanks.
Aww.
You know. No, it's true. I mean, this man, his shows, it's like they take off each time. When he does it, you could see the same show in a week succession. It's never the same show twice. Because he always inspires something new. Or he does a little tweak here. And it's just amazing the professionalism that this man has. I can't wait till you become a household word. There you go. Wait till those fashionista T-shirts come out. I'm going to be wearing it one. I'm going to be prostituting the shirt.
Oh, the T-shirts are on their way. I'll have them Tuesday.
Beautiful.
The brand new. They're going to be black T-shirts with silver glittered fashionista. It says "No one ugly allowed," and it has my signature. It's gonna have my signature. It's gonna be really cool. And of course, you know how anal I am with all the details. So I was at the designer's place, like selecting the T-shirts, selecting the font, selecting the glitter, selecting the paint. I wanted everything to my specifications.
Nothing wrong with that. That's why you're a star, baby. But
They'll probably never make me any more. They'll probably never make me another T-shirt again.
There are other companies willing to take the business. Just look at it that way.
Yeah, there's lots of T-shirt companies.
Exactly.
Yeah. The guy was actually really nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, just to let you know, I've got the nuns at work singing along to your Christmas songs.
Oh, good.
They don't even know it's the guy singing those. They think it's the actual people doing the voices.
No way, really?
Exactly. Well, they're kind of elderly, so I didn't want to burst their bubble. So I just thought that would be kind of like a little, Christmas cheer for you. Having them singing along to Eartha and all that. It's funny.
Honey,
yeah, really. It is.
That's the beauty of it. If you put it on and don't tell anybody who it is, it's be your inside little joke.
Oh, yeah, except my clients that come in, they're like, it's amazing how many of my clients actually know who you are. It's like, yes, it's getting out there. I love it.
It is. Because I was tweeting. I've been tweeting, ever since Jimmy and I talked, and since he emailed me all the goodies. Man, I've been amazed at the number of people that have retweeted whenever I put something out about Jimmy on Twitter. I mean,
he's a legend. The only thing is he's so humble. He doesn't realize, how powerful his grasp on the underground is. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. Having spent some time with him and everything, it's like he doesn't realize the power he wields when he's on that stage. Can't say the same about a lot of these other singers that get up on stage.
I know. I listened to some of that Raw. I listened to a couple of those clips off of that Raw album that you had for free.
But and I told Jimmy this, those recordings don't do his voice justice today.
Oh, they don't. That open air thing, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't.
His voice has gotten such a beautiful resonance to it now. It's kind of like if you listen to early Cher recordings and you hear that tinniness. It's the same thing now here. Jimmy, when he was younger, had a younger voice. You hear him sing now, it's like, oh my God. I mean,
I don't know if anything had to do with this, but when I guess in New York, living there those long winters and the radiators in the apartments, I had a few vocal problems. And then when I moved to Los Angeles, it's like I call it the new voice. I have a new voice that for some reason my voice is better than it's ever been before.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I can't wait for the next album. Because I'm still blasting the other one out the car, and it's like the neighbors, whether they like it or not, they're going to have a Jamestown life.
I'm working on it.
Yes, I can't wait. So you have a great show. I'm glad that you got on the show today.
Thanks, darling.
And Merry Christmas.
I know
and
you
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and JR.
Yep, and all the best to your family.
Thanks, honey.
All right, sweetie. Take it easy.
Take care. Bye.
See you later, Mike. That's so cool. Okay, he's gone. We can talk bad about him now. That's.
I'm never talking to him again.
Here we go. Yeah, right.
I don't even know why you let weirdos on your show.
Well, he's actually still listening to us,
I know.
But
he knows my sense of humor.
Yep. He knows you're joking. That's so cool, Jimmy.
My biggest idol. Well, I love Don Rickles. Don Rickles is the best in the world. At his comedy, like that kind of comedy that Don Rickles does, I always have been so intrigued with that.
Right. Yeah, he's got kind of a dry kind of slapstick kind of thing going on. Yeah, I remember Don. But I don't know. So is that what, you're going to start doing Don Rickles now? You can start doing male voices?
No. No.
Are we getting some kind of precursor here?
I'm just saying my kind of sense of humor is derived from Don Rickles. Please don't put that. Don't. I can't do any more impressions.
Your plate is full, huh?
My plate is full between doing the impressions and writing my own music, and working on the TV project that I've got, and auditioning. I'm really tired.
Mike is asking in the chat room if you'll tell us who the song Desire is about.
I can't tell you the name, but I can tell you that it is somebody deep in the religious world. It is somebody who's a performer in the religious world. It's a true story. But it kind of encompasses a lot of those guys who play on the download. But this guy in the religious world is leading a double life. And it's about leading a double life and not being true to yourself. And by not being true to yourself, you're lying to everybody, and you're trying to lie to yourself. But in the song Desire, it says, desire is a fire you can't calm. You don't have an explanation for it, but what you desire, your true desire, if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're whatever your desires are, you can't deny it, or else you deny really who you are. And I can tell you, this person is eaten up with his own lie, and he has a lot of problems. He has drug problems, he has pot problems, he has drinking problems, because he's eaten up with the fact that he can't come out and tell the church or the people, that his fans that are all, from the religious, he can't tell them who and what he is. And so desire is about that desire that you keep hidden from everybody, and those kind of secrets will kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so it is set to dance music, and it's kind of bouncy, but there's kind of an edge to it, and it tells a story about, people who play on the down low and are not true to themselves, are not truthful. And I hope that the world will evolve past all that nonsense. Really.
That does a lot of damage. People don't understand what that does to your psyche, and even if they do, they're not willing to do the work that needs to be done, to solve the issue.
Right.
That's so sad.
He does a disservice to himself. He does a disservice to his fans. He does a disservice, really, to the person who created him. Mm-hmm. If he wants to say that God created him, then don't deny how you've been created. You are designed and created the way God wanted you to be. So, that he's denying all of those things. So it's lying all the way around, and I don't think it's healthy to be lying like that. It's not healthy.
No, it's not. And it's the same way for people in the military, who have to live a lie. Except this sounds like way worse. With religion is always worse, I think. When you start putting religion into the mix, it's always worse. I really believe that's a major contributor to the teenage suicides, for the bully sides, I call them.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being spiritual, but through the ages, religions have separated people and divided people and caused wars. And really, I think that God basically spoke about love.
Exactly.
Love. And that is to love yourself, because he created you. It's to love your fellow man, because he created them. And, because, at the end of the day, everybody on this planet is a sinner. Every single person is a sinner. So for one sector of people to say those people sin more than we do, I think that's a sin in itself. I'm not a Bible scholar, but I think that's a sin to sit in judgment of other people.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the things I always ask on my station is, why is my abomination worse than your abomination? You
could get really deep into this. Really, for the straight people, if they're listening, I don't know why that's called gay talk, but it's called gay talk.
You'd be surprised sometimes the messages I get from the other side listening in.
Oh no, I'm making a joke, but for the straight people who are listening, is that you're not even supposed to have sex before marriage.
Right.
So everybody sins.
Not supposed to get divorced either.
Right, exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God, on that
one. Mike asked in the chat room, was you going to do more work with the Trevor Project?
Oh yeah, I did some work in Los Angeles for the Trevor Project. I did one number, got a standing ovation. It was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm involved with the Trevor Project in Los Angeles, and I've written to them as well and spoke to them in person and said, anytime you want me, you call me, anytime. And so I'm involved with that. I think it's a very important cause and something that I'm very dedicated to.
Oh, I'm going to have to look. Did you make It Gets Better video? I haven't checked out to see if you... Did you do one?
No, I was just talking. I was trying to get a couple of people together. I know Judy Tenuta in Los Angeles, and I want to do something with Judy Tenuta, and I want to make it fun and funny. So we're in the process of scripting something that we both want to say. I want to say something. I want to do it as a duet, like the two of us talking and making it funny and have humor. I think that, again, music and humor are great ambassadors for bridging people,
It is.
building a bridge between people. Because humor is important. I think music is important. And again, back to the Elton John performing for Rush Limbaugh, that those kind of things I think are important. So I like to get into these kind of issues with some humor or some music. But Judy and I have been talking about, because she's on vacation right now, and so am I, or sort of. I guess I have to do a show Thursday, but she's in LA and I'm in Texas right now, and then she's going on a trip. But as soon as we get together in January, we want to put a little It Gets Better for the Trevor Project.
You see, people, this is what makes Jimmy like the performer extraordinaire, is because he can't just do something. And you heard him a while ago talk about the got to have the right font, got to have the right color, got to have the right this, got to have the right, this is what makes him the extraordinaire part, is and why his his productions are so awesome is because this man can't do anything half-assed. He's got to go the extra mile.
I want to go the extra mile. I want it to be good, because then it's like forever, and it's like I want people to look at it. I want people to look at that Trevor Project message and laugh and say, "Yeah, this is cool."
Well, that'll be cool. Be sure and let me know if and when you get that done, and so I can, because I'm big on that. I always like to play the It Gets Better things on some of my shows, because some of them they're just you don't need the videos. The audio is what's so powerful,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I think Mike. Let's see. Make sure Mike doesn't have anything else there. Mike does have it. He says Jimmy is so humble that he goes into shock whenever he gets a standing ovation. Jimmy's a good guy.
I think a lot of times I bury my head into my work, and I really don't. I'm not aware of the peripheral. And then when I get, a standing ovation or something, I'm like, oh, really? Because all I ever knew really was the hard work behind doing my art, or making an audience happy and proud, and then when it happens, I'm like, oh wow, okay, wow, that's cool.
Right, hit a home run that time, baby. Okay, so you're going to be in, the main floor at the bottom. Goodness gracious, I bet they're going to be packed.
Yeah, and all they have to go is to jimmyjames.com to get tickets. They're like $20 in advance, $25 at the door. So it'd be cool if they go online and get the tickets, and bring mom and dad, cousins, aunts, uncles. It's going to be at 9 o'clock, December 23rd, this Thursday. And it's pretty much a clean show, pretty much. There'll be some trashy drag queens there, but, we gotta have that. You can't do a show without trashy drag queens. Elena is going to be my host for the evening, and she's fabulous. I love her. I love all the girls there. I hung out with them the other night. Don't remember much of it because of the Goldschlager, but I think it was fun. I think it was fun.
You better be careful. When it's those nights you don't remember that you got to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
You just never know. If someone comes up or calls the next day. Hey, baby, I had a good time last night. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
gracious, yeah. That's it must have been fun. If you can't remember it, it must have been a fun night. That is too great. Oh, well, at least it's warm down there. I was thinking, this whole time I've been thinking, I said, well, if he's in New York, I bet he's way happy to be down in Texas. It's winter time, I didn't realize.
Oh my God, I couldn't take the winters in New York. They were so hard. 15 years of that, I was like, okay, New York is a great city, but those winters are brutal, brutal.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And yeah, now I go, I have spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, and I can't. I mean, it's 74 degrees every day practically.
So you're not doing any kind of regular thing at any club there in Los Angeles or anything now? No, nothing like that?
Not yet, but I'm just starting to get in with Casita del Campo, and February 4th and 5th at Casita del Campo in Silver Lake. And after I do that, we'll see how it goes. And if it goes good, I'll probably get to do something more regular there. But I'll be doing some more work in L.A. in terms of nightclubs. But mainly, I'm working on these TV projects, so keep your fingers crossed.
All right, that would be so cool. That would be way cool. I hope. Yeah, I will. I'll do more than keep throw some positive energy your way.
Thank you so much.
Wave my little fairy wand here and get it going that way.
You better.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, and George is trying to get me down there, so you never know what might happen. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Just bring your GPS.
Bring your GPS. I don't even have a GPS.
Well, then you're going to be a lost motherfucker.
I know how to read maps, girlfriend.
Okay, good. I'm glad you do, because they never taught me that in high school.
I'm old school.
Okay, good.
I just think this is awesome. So let's see, you got JimmyJames.com. You're always going to have all your most recent information there, I'm sure. And the floor is yours. Anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to tell you thank you so much for this interview. And yes, at JimmyJames.com, there's a flashing banner on the front page, and they click on that, and it takes them right to the place where they can charge their tickets for the Bonham Exchange. This Thursday, December 23rd, 9 p.m. show. There's self-pay parking right attached to the Bonham, real close by. And come there because it's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, lots of parking there. Heck, it's just, 2 or 3 blocks from the Alamo,
Oh, yeah, it's close to the Alamo, and there's parking all around the Bonham.
There's parking all around that place. Yeah, right?
Yeah, all around it.
Yeah, man, you better get your tickets in advance because it's not uncommon when an event like this goes on at the Bonham. If you get in the line that goes all the way around the building or halfway around it, by the time you get up to the door, they might be saying, oops, we're sold out. We can't let anyone else in.
It's going to be good, I can tell you that. Word's already got out because of the ad in the Current, so that a full-page ad came out.
That's awesome.
So I'm already selling tickets. It's going really well, and I'm so excited.
That is so cool. I bet you just feel awesome being back there at the Bonham. That's too cool. Way cool. Well, Jimmy, I hope you have a lot of fun down there. And, anytime if you got something special coming up or you need me to mention it, contact me. And if you want to come back and be on the air and tell us some more, whatever, whenever, however, you're always welcome.
Thank you, Tom, so much. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Tell everybody down there that, that those Northerners, are Texas transplants, say hello to them all.
And you know what I'm going to say when I hang up this phone, don't you?
You never talk to that bastard again.
I love you, Tom.
Take care, Jimmy.
All right, sweetheart.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Oh. That was just too much fun. Jimmy James. Check him out. JimmyJames.com.